So this is the tactical portion of the game. As you can see, I've got my ship here, and over on the other side is this enemy ship. And it's basically turn-based. You take your ship and position it where you want to go, and hit done, and the game takes care of simulating the ship's movements around. Now, the game uses somewhat realistic physics in that your ship will continue in the direction that you were moving at the end of last turn. This green line indicates where you will move this turn, and the red one indicates where you'll be at the end of next turn. So it kind of represents your velocity. And if you want to slow down or stop, you have to basically turn around and fire your engines in the opposite direction that you're moving in order to slow down or stop. So continue to move around and try to get your ship within range of the other. Now, if I click on my ship here and zoom in a little bit, you can see the components of the ship. Each of these components serves a purpose in moving the ship around, and you can see these are lasers, and they're pointing off to the side. So that means that if I want to shoot the enemy ship, I have to have my ship rotated so that it is pointing the side towards the enemy. And so the battle goes. You can see that my ship has taken some damage and the components are working a little bit more poorly than they were before. So it looks like my engines are dead. So I can't move anywhere else. I can just rotate my ship and hope I don't run into too many asteroids. When not in combat, the player has access to the galaxy map, which is shown here. Here we can see a series of jump nodes connecting planets together, and the player can move between the jump nodes and go visit the planets. On planets, players will have access to a variety of activities. They can meet NPCs, trade merchandise, pick up missions, and what I'm about to show you is they can upgrade their ships. The ship loadout screen allows players to buy and sell components and then use those components to outfit any of the ships that are in their armada. Now, each component serves a different purpose and has both advantages and drawbacks. So, for example, I could add an extra laser to beef up the firepower of my ship, but lasers require energy to function. So I add a couple of generators to help provide the necessary power. However, lasers and generators all have weight that they add to the ship, which is going to slow the ship down, so I can add an extra engine to try and counterbalance that slowing down. The story will be generated through a series of interlocking plot points. Each plot point is a self-contained bit of narrative. It can introduce new story elements drawn from a database of potential elements or act on existing story elements. Once a plot point introduces a new element, then other plot points can build on it, creating a chain of related events. The plot points can be combined in any way that satisfies their requirements. This will allow for a multitude of possible stories. Further, the plot points will be kept vague, giving just enough detail for the player's imagination to latch onto. This will allow the player to fill in much of the detail themselves, causing the stories to be more personal. It's a bit experimental, but I think it shows a lot of promise and I'm really excited about it. Thank you for watching.